Hey everyone, today we're talking about how you can get better audio on your mobile videos with something that fits in the palm of your hand. Hey everyone, welcome to Shelly Saves the Day. On my channel, I do tech explained simply and video editing made easy. Today, I want to talk to you guys. This is a follow-up video from my How to Take Better Videos on Your Phone with the Clip series of lenses. And then I said in that video that we were going to be talking about how you can get better audio. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I'm going to link it up in the cards. You can definitely go watch it. I think it's a really great way to add those additional lenses to your phone. Get a wide angle, get a macro lens, get that fisheye, get that more cinematic look. So just because you're shooting videos on your phone, no reason, no excuse that they can't look awesome. Now, if something looks awesome, it should sound awesome to match. So a lot of the stuff that when you're recording, you wish you had just a little bit better audio, maybe the vocals came through just a little bit crisper, maybe it wasn't as muddled. I want to talk to you guys today about the Shure MV88 microphone. I talked to the gentleman down at the Shure booth when I was at VidCon, and they were so nice. They gave me this unit, which was one of their display units, so that I could do a review for you guys and you could see all about it. It's one of the only microphones that is going to allow you to choose different audio patterns. Now what that means, and there's 5 different presets. I'm going to go into the settings and show you what this means, but if you and I are talking back and forth and maybe we're holding the phone selfie style, we're going to want to catch the direction of the microphone in front of us. But if I'm recording a choir in the middle of a performance and I want to have my microphone more in the center of the room and get more of a chorale type of sound, then I don't want to use the same type of audio settings that I would. And a lot of other microphones, when you plug them in, you don't actually get the choice to choose different patterns. So there could also be a pattern where I'm only wanting to catch myself and you have like basically a little heart around you where you're in the center of it, and that would be a cardioid pattern. So there are 5 different presets in here: music, and there's going to be one, for speaking, and there's going to be one for musical instruments. So it's a really cool setting, and I just have to say, it's one of the few microphones that I've seen you be able to choose different audio patterns, which I think is so huge, because once you get in there and you start messing with equalizers, settings, directional patterns, you can really take your audio to the next level. Some people I know actually use this microphone so that they can record mobile podcasts. So they record their podcast, they record it to a voice memo or onto their phone through the app, and then they use that. You can even go from your phone directly to a lot of sites where you can upload your podcast file. You want to use GarageBand or something like that on your phone, you can do it all here. So a few things, Let's walk through this. First of all, it doesn't really look like this with the little ball foam, because this is actually just a cover, kind of reducing wind noise and all of that interference. So if you take this off, now you see what the microphone actually looks like. So it says Shure right here, and basically what you have is you have an R on this side because that is standing for the right side, and then on this side you're going to be seeing an L, which is standing for left side. So if we are sitting here, and one thing about this microphone right here is it does articulate, so it goes from a flat position like this and it will bend up to 90 degrees. So you see it like here, and it has like a little elbow. So when you're looking to install this on your phone, all you have to do, because it has the lightning port adapter, there's no additional power source that's required. All you have to do is plug it in. So now you can be talking to someone. You can have the microphone that's coming directly off the front. You could hold up the microphone if you wanted to interview someone. Let's say I'm interviewing you while I'm at VidCon. I can do something where I'm on the left-hand side, you're on the right-hand side, and we can kind of do this kind of conversation, and the recording pattern is going to go bi-directional, or so, left and right. So it's going to capture both sides and not the things around, which is great. So that's really versatile. It only goes though in the 90 degrees angle here. You can't bend it backwards. So make sure that you know that when you're trying to like record and face the microphone this way. If you're recording from the front, you're not really going to be able to do that same thing because it doesn't articulate back this way. There is a little notch right here that will keep you from doing that, but there's nothing stopping you from unplugging it, turning it around, putting it back in, and then putting the microphone the other direction. Now, the next thing that you want to notice about this microphone, because it does go into the bottom port here, there's no additional power supply that's needed. There's no battery. It goes off the power from your phone, which is great, okay? It's also bad if you needed to charge the phone at the same time that you needed the microphone, but let's hope that if you're doing an interview, your phone battery is ready to go and fully charged. One major note that I want to say about this one, they do recommend that you need to be in airplane mode and put on Do Not Disturb, because they don't want you being on your phone with a cellular connection, because it can cause interference with the microphone itself. Now let's go ahead and move into some of the settings, and I do want to say one other thing. When you go in there with the settings, there are two apps that you can download. There's one that is strictly about audio, and then there's one that combines audio and video. I'm going to show you some footage using both of them. Now, are you ready for the simplest audio setup you've ever had? Ready? I've already done it a whole bunch of times. When you plug it in, you're done. How easy was that, right? It instantly recognizes the microphone. You don't have to do anything else additional, which is great. You can also even use this microphone. Once you have your settings, it will default to the last settings that you used when you use the microphones, and it will still give you that same type of audio settings that you had set previously, which I think is great, okay? The only bad thing is if you had it set previously for recording music, and what you really are going to be doing now is going to be recording audio for a podcast, then maybe you want to remember what the last setting is, go open the app, make sure it's on the setting you want, and then close it. It'll record how you want to, okay? So just keep that in mind. It is important to make sure that you understand how directional patterns and all of that work. And if you're not quite sure, there's tons of YouTube videos about it. You can definitely Google it, but honestly, you're not gonna make that huge of a mistake, because what we're talking about is the option to increase the range and the degree of which the audio is trying to come back and be captured. So instead of like me being directly in front of you, maybe if there are 2 people to the side of you, there are 3 people, maybe you want to open up that pattern just a little bit more so it looks like a wider triangle, so that I can also capture what's happening on each side of you and not just in front. Does that make sense? So that's kind of one of those things that you can go into the settings and adjust. And there are different scenarios where you're going to want that to be wider, and then there's certain where you want it to be very, very narrow. Like think of audio like a little cocoon of audio hug waveness. I guess that's a horrible way to describe it, but I hope you understand what I mean. So like I said, if I'm doing the interview with you, I want a little cloud that collects the front of you and a little cloud that collects me inside of it, right? So you're gonna see that pattern in the settings and you're gonna say, that's the one that I want. It's going to make more sense the more that you use it, but don't be afraid if you use the wrong one. It's still going to record audio. So don't be afraid that it's not going to record audio, because it still will. Now, when you buy this microphone, you are going to get, it's just a single piece like this with the cover. And so you can put the cover back on, and it even comes with a carrying case that all you have to do, it already has a notch built out. So all you have to do is slide in your microphone and zip it up. And you can toss this in your backpack, travel bag, whatever, and still have the option for awesome audio. So I know some people will even record voice memos for their voiceovers, like if you're doing a makeup tutorial or something like that, where you want to have audio. I know that I've done it even just recording on my laptop, and it sounds really, really bad because you can hear the fan going. I mean, it sounds like far away. The audio doesn't match with the video that is usually, you know, before it or after it. It just doesn't sound good. So usually when I do my voiceovers in a computer, like I'm going to be using like my Blue Yeti mic, or I'm gonna be recording now a voice memo on my phone using a better microphone and then importing that into my footage. I don't recommend doing what I've done in the past, which is recording directly on the laptop. Don't recommend that. So who is the best candidate for this microphone? It's not cheap. Honestly, it comes in around $150. The mobile lens kit was $99, so we talked about that one last week. So when you add the cost of those two things up, it's $250. Now for $250 though, I think you've got 3 different lenses, you've got an audio solution with 5 different presets, which are amazing, and good enough quality that you're going to be able to record voiceovers, videos, and podcasts. So I think for someone who's maybe also just starting out, could you use this and and the lens attachment from 2 weeks ago that we talked about last week, where you use those two things and you do your setup and your natural lighting, I think that's a great way to get started on YouTube, and it's less than the entry cost of any DSLR or any other type of point and shoot camera that is not going to be able to have a separate audio like jack to improve the audio sounds. So I really would think about if this is for you, because it just might be. There are a lot of different ways that you can use it. It's super portable for travel. I would say the one bad downside is it might be a little pricey for someone just starting out. It is $150, but take a look. Sometimes you're gonna catch that sale, you know, around Christmas time, Black Friday, and it might be more on sale then, and it would be a little bit more affordable to get your hands on. So I wanna say thank you to the people over at the Shure audio booth that I talked to at VidCon, but I wanna give a special thank you and shout out to Mario, because I did track you down both days, and you know, I was hammering you with questions. I was like, tell me about these different audio patterns, tell me about the different features of it, tell me all about the cool stuff that you guys have going on. So he was definitely a plus on that one. So thanks, Mario, if you're listening. Is Shure the only company that makes an iPhone mic? No, they're not. Rode makes one and Audio-Technica makes one, but I will say that for the price point and what you get with the quality of the apps, with the fact that some of them do not have different directional patterns that you can choose from, the fact that it has 5 preset and the ability to override the settings to make it more customized, I have to say that's a major win. This microphone may not be for everyone. Like I said, it is a little bit more expensive of an entry point. I think it's something that's worth looking at, investigating, and deciding for yourself if you want to add it to your collection. If this is a video that you like and you want to see more reviews, give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Love to have you be part of the squad. I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye!